Welcome to Archive Raisin. Today we're gonna talk about Marian Swift in Snowbreak Containment Zone. So Marian Swift is a 5-star character that has a signature weapon Horn of the Orca as the most cheating weapon in this closed beta test right now. Horn of the Orca basically just the same as other 5-star weapons that can increase their operator damage or other stats. But the most cheating part about this weapon is that this weapon can reload a bullet every time we manage to hit the enemy's weak spot, so as long as we keep hitting the enemy weak spot, we doesn't need to reload at all. Here I will show you the showcase of this weapon about how it works.
飛ぶのが楽しみになってきました。あなたじゃ全然ダメです。あなたじゃ全然ダメです。こんなもの、タバコの吸い殻を拾うようなものですよ。嵐の中で悲鳴を上げましょう。痛みを楽しみます。え？もう終わったのですか？
Yes, that is how cheating Horn of the Orca can be. So after you know about the power of Horn of the Orca, so why this Horn of the Orca is the Marian's signature weapons? Here, I will show you the explanation of Marian part. So here is an example of Marian full build character. Her standard or normal skill is she consumes a bullet to perform a quick shot dealing a kinetic damage. She can use this skill as long as she has a bullet in her magazine, which means we have to preserve a bullet availability in order to use this skill. That is what this Horn of the Orca can do. But what is so special about this ability? When the cloud shot hits its target, the cloud shot will mark the target with falling feather for 3 seconds, and the next standard shot without aiming will automatically lock onto the target and clear the map after hit. And if we upgrade this skill, we can keep up to 3 stacks of this skill and reduce its cooldown to 5 seconds. The next upgrade is that we can improve this cloud shot damage by increasing her ballistic damage boost and standard ballistic damage boost, where we can gain this improvement through her signature weapon Horn of the Orca. Also, we can gain this improvement through her logistic squad. The most important thing about this cloud shot skill is after we using her skill, we can shoot at anywhere, but the bullet will still hit the target with mark. But the dangerous part about this skill is sometimes this skill doesn't hit enemy's weak spot. That's why in her weapon showcase, I didn't use her skill at all, because there is a chance that her weapons will miss the weak spot. And for the next special thing about this skill is that when we being caught up in a talk situation, we can use this skill to retreat immediately into the safe spot. And the third special things about this skill is that we can use this skill to evade or avoid of getting hit by the enemy attack. But if you want to keep using this skill, you have to preserve as much bullet as you can, because this skill have a fast cooldown time and can cost your bullet a lot. Her support skill is Marian can fall backward while firing one empowered shot at the target, dealing kinetic damage and knocking back all the target in the path and interrupt the target's special skill for 8 seconds. And if we upgrade this skill, we can cancel the uncontrollable state from active character. Like when our active character is getting stunned or paralyzed by enemy, we can just use this support skill and fall backward, so our active character will no longer in stun or paralyzed state. And the second upgrade, the dive bomb can push the target even further. And about her ultimate skill, Marian can launch a powerful shot dealing kinetic damage to all targets in her path and knocking them up to the air. Also, this skill can interrupt the target's special skill for 10 seconds. And if we upgrade this skill, 10 seconds after using this Wonderbird, Cloud Shot and shooting can ignore 20% of the target defense. And the next upgrade is using Wonderbird will fully reload Marian magazine. And the last part is her passive skill. Every time Marian deals crit damage, she can ignore 80 of her target defense, and for each 100 alignment index, she can ignore extra 20 points of the target defense. You can get this alignment index from Logistics Squad or skill upgrading. And the next one is her manifestation. So this manifestation is just like when you got her duplicate, you can upgrade this manifestation to unlock a new passive skill or passive effect, where her first passive skill is her aim shot will now mark the target with fracture feather. And the next use cloud shot will automatically aim at the target with mark to detonate and clear the mark to deal an additional kinetic damage equal to 50% of Marian attack. So this covering the angel passive skill can give Marian additional damage when she uses her cloud shot. And because of this passive effect, we can deal a triple tap when we using a cloud shot. While her second manifestation skill, or her next passive skill, is that when Marian using her standard shot to shoot a target with cloud shot mark or aimbot mark, her ballistic damage can increase 20%, and also the aimbot mark is no longer be clear, which means we can keep using her aimbot as much as we can as long as the aimbot mark is still intact. And for her third passive skill, the Falling Feather or the aimbot mark duration increased to 5 seconds, which means within this 5 seconds we can shoot or use this aimbot ability as much as we can and just keep shooting anywhere you want. The bullet will keep reaching out to the enemy with this Falling Feather mark. And for her fourth passive skill is just upgrading her cloud shot skill level, also increasing the cloud shot damage. And for her fifth passive skill, after she defeating enemies using cloud shot, she will instantly replenish 1 bullet and also recover 5 skill energy, which means if her cloud shot accidentally kill an enemy, she will gain another bullet. And for this skill energy, here I will explain a little bit. Skill energy and ultimate energy is different. Skill energy is being shown in this blue bar. Every time we use our standard skill or supportive skill, the skill energy will decrease. And in order to use ultimate energy, we need to fully charge this ultimate energy first. The differentiate between both of them is skill energy replenishes itself over time, while ultimate energy only replenishes itself when we hitting enemy. And that's all for the explanation of her manifestation. And the last one is her neuronics. So neuronics is like her skill upgrade. I already explained in her skill section. The next one is her best team compilation. From my opinion, she suits very well with Fanny, because we know that Fanny is a reckless girl who always charging forward and sometimes even miss her target. So if Fanny getting caught in a talk spot where a bunch of elite enemy gang up her, she can retreat into the safe spot as fast as possible if she have the Marian help. And so we can use Marian in order to take out the enemy one by one from afar, so Fanny can charge forward again.
この私があんたの後に出るの。この私にひれ伏しなさい。了解。Thankyou。痛みを楽しみます。あなたじゃ 全然ダメ。
And for her second suitable operator is Lifer, because Lifer Wednesday support skill able to stun any enemy in front. Whenever Penny charging forward to the elite enemy, we can use Lifer Wednesday to stun the target, so we can shoot the elite enemy with Penny or Marian as much as we can. That is for the best team competition. And the next one is I will compare both of these 5-star sniper, Marian and Yao. The first one is Marian. From what we see, Marian is very agile operator where we can use her in close quarter combat or long range combat because she can continuously avoid getting hit by using her skill or using her normal evade.
分析員さんいますよ。触ってみて終わりましたよ。カポ。まだまだ速くなれます。限界なんてまだまだ先ですよ。触ってみたいですか。終わりましたよ。カポ。また来ましたか。ちょうどいいです。前回は満足できませんでしたから、今回は満足させていただきます。触ってみたいですか。
And the next one is Yao Winter Solstice. Here I will explain a little bit about Yao Winter Solstice that you should know. Yao is a long-range battle expert where her passive skill is that the farther away the enemy, the higher damage Yao can deal. And for each 100 alignment index, increase extra 4%. And here is her signature weapons. Her signature weapon, Space Cowboy, increased thermal damage by 18%. And after reloading a bullet, increased her ballistic damage of the next shot by 19%. So every time she reload from a normal reload or by using her skill, she will gain an additional 19% ballistic damage from her weapons. And here is her logistics squad. So her blacksmith squad only focusing on increasing her active skill, also her thermal damage skill. So I will not talk much about her. And here is the most important one is her standard skill. Every time she uses her skill, she reload an explosive high damage bullet to her weapon that can explode upon hitting the target, also get an additional damage when she hitting a weak spot using this high explosive bullet. And here is the showcase of her max build character. You can see that her damage is insanely high and she is the type of one shoot one kill operator. But the negative part of her is that she needs to reload a lot of time when using her skill, and her signature weapon's firing rate is pretty low. And also I didn't recommend you to use Yao at all because the most hardest part when using her is we have two things to focus on, the enemy and this part. This part will become the most distracting part from her. If you want to use Yao, you need to train your shooting skill because her shot rate is pretty low. So you need to make sure every of her shot hit the target so she can keep her DPS as high as possible. And especially when you using her ultimate. When you using her ultimate, she need to take time for her every shot. So you need to keep aiming at her enemy weak spot until the shot being launched. Sometimes you might miss the enemy weak spot and lowering the damage that you can achieve. So from here we can see that Yao is the sniper operator who needs to keep her distance from the enemy because of her firing rate is pretty low and she didn't have any crowd control skill beside her standard skill that only have a small AoE scale. And this last part is I will compare both of them in their boss killing ability. Here, this Marian and this Yao have a same level, same weapon level, also they are not being equipped with any logistic at all, so they didn't gain any effect from their logistic. And their neuronics upgrade also the same. Now I will use both of them to kill this Knee-type mecha boss in neural simulation.
飛ぶのが楽しみになってきました。痛みを楽しみます。痛みを楽しみます。嵐の中で悲鳴を上げましょう。痛みを楽しみます。触ってみたいですか？嵐の中で悲鳴を上げましょう。触ってみたいですか？ピーナッツを剥いていますよ。痛みを楽しみます。嵐の中で悲鳴を上げましょう。痛みを楽しみ、あなたのことを悲しんでくれる人はいますか？
And here is the result from soloing Marian on this boss. It takes 2 minutes 6 seconds to defeat this boss. While on the other side,
私も本気でやらないと。君たちの冬を温めてあげる。腹のダンスを散らかすな。次の一撃は痛いぞ。君たちの冬を温めてあげる。次の一撃は痛いぞ。腹のダンスを散らかす。今この瞬間、私はよみがえる。君たちの冬を温めてあげる。捨てるわけないでしょ。
and here we can see that Yao can perform better than Marian when come in defeating boss. That she only need 1 minute 30 seconds in order to defeat that boss. So that's all from my videos. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Cheers!